It is a pretty Saturday afternoon, and Hayduke and I are enjoying some much needed sunshine on the deck and answering physics questions. The first one we want to look at is number 20 on the test prep packet that you worked on together yesterday and the day before. So, here it is. You'll notice that I have these lovely pliers, cutters, I guess they're cutters, to hold the paper down because it's super windy today. So, an object having an initial momentum that may be represented by the vector shown strikes an object that is initially at rest. Which of the following sets of vectors may represent the momenta of the two objects after the collision? Okay. So in this problem, we need to be thinking about not only the direction of the resulting vectors, but the magnitude of them. In other words, we can't have a final magnitude that is more or less than this. We're looking for directions that make sense and a magnitude of vectors that adds up to something like this one. Okay, so let's look at each of these in turn. The vector sum is 0, so they can't be correct. We have some motion backwards, some motion forward, but they cancel out, so this can't be right. That doesn't make any sense. In B, the sum of these, while the directions seem to make sense, if you add them up, that vector would be considerably more than this one, so this doesn't work. How about this one? Well, again, C, the vector sum is less than the before vector, so that can't be correct. The vector sum would be a pretty short line, right? So even though the intuitively the directions might make sense, those vector lengths don't work. But here's D. D, the vector sum, could equal the before vector, right? These add up to about the same distance as this. I measured them, so they do. And the directions of the arrows may not be the first thing we would think of when we talked about an impact like this, but they're believable. That could happen. So partly because the directions of the arrows make sense, and partly because the magnitudes of the arrows add to this magnitude, it makes sense that these are correct.